I drove to that airport 32 times in 3 years. 31 times I brought my children a handmade sign and enough hope to embarrass myself in public. The 32nd time, 6 soldiers in dress uniforms were already standing in the parking lot. They were not there to welcome anyone home. They were there for me. What they put in my hands that day changed every single thing I thought I understood about time, love, and what we owe the people we are waiting to get back. March 2004. Raymond James Denton stood in their kitchen at 5:15 in the morning and drank the last cup of coffee Carol ever made him. He was 34 years old, 6 feet 1 inch. There was a scar on his left chin from a bicycle accident at age 11 that Carol had kissed so many times she could trace its exact shape in the dark without looking. He told Nadia, age 9, to look after her mother. He told Tyler, age 6, to be the man of the house. He picked up his duffel bag, walked to the transport van at the curb, and did not look back. Carol stood in the doorway and watched him go with the complete certainty that she would see him again in 6 months. She did not say everything she wanted to say that morning. There would be the homecoming. There would be the airport. There would be time. Raymond's letters home described the heat first, not the danger, the heat. He wrote that the air in Al Anbar province tasted like dust and diesel fuel. He wrote that he missed her coffee. He wrote that Tyler's dinosaur drawing was taped above his cot and made everyone in the tent laugh.
Blast front! Return fire! Missile out! Covering left! Covering left! Watch to the second! Up, shoot down! Move up! Covering left! Copy, advancing! Back front! Moving out! Copy, on your 6! Watch the corners! Move out now! Copy, moving out! Fan right! Cover the street! Right flank clear! Rear clear! Push, go, go! Moving out! Only 1-6, contact! Building left, 2nd floor, taking heavy fire! Keep it moving! Copy, fast moving! Vector 26 is Reaper 2-1, contact, taking fire from a building, grid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Write about the convoys leaving the wire before dawn in blackout conditions. He did not write about Route Michigan or the tourniquet he applied to Corporal David Park on the ground under fire with his left hand, while his right hand held his rifle. He did not write about the 11-minute firefight in January 2007 or the graze wound on his forearm he sealed with a field dressing and never mentioned. He carried a photograph of Carol and the children inside his body armor against his chest where the protection was thickest. His last letter said, "When I get home, I'm going to stop looking for the right words. I'm just going to say them badly and hope you understand."
This is Raymond. Update on Sector 3.
Raymond, Sector 3 secure. Proceed to objective.
Copy that. Moving to objective now.
Contact left and ahead! Blackjack Main, Reaper 2-6, heavy contact, triple M with 2nd floor, get up!
Raymond was killed on March 14th, 2007. He was 37 years old. He had been extended 3 times. He had written 94 letters and never once told her the full truth of what those streets cost him. Because he loved her, and love sometimes looks like silence. The first trip was September 2004. Tyler wore his best shirt. Nadia carried a sign in royal blue poster paint, "Welcome home, Daddy." The letters bleeding at the edges because the paint was still wet when she picked it up. Raymond wasn't on that transport. His deployment had been extended. Carol drove home and told the children he was coming soon. The second trip, October 2004. The third, January 2005. By the 7th trip, Tyler had learned to read his mother's face in the parking lot before they even went inside, scanning for the specific stillness that meant not today. By the 14th trip, Nadia had started carrying a book in her backpack for the drive home. By the 21st trip, Tyler had stopped wearing his good shirt. Carol never stopped making the sign, even when Nadia refused to hold it, even when Tyler stopped asking how much longer. Carol held it herself every single time in both hands, facing the doors, waiting. The 94 letters arrived out of order, sometimes in groups of 7 after 3 weeks of silence, sometimes one alone with no explanation for the gap before it. Carol read them in the order they arrived, not the order they were written. Raymond's emotional timeline reached her scrambled, and she spent years afterward trying to reassemble the sequence correctly, laying them out on the kitchen table by date, rebuilding the man chronologically. She knows the exact sentence in letter 47, where he wrote that he was afraid he was becoming someone she would not recognize. She knows the exact sentence in letter 83, where he wrote that he had stopped being afraid of dying and started being afraid of coming home, changed. She never told him she had read those sentences. She was going to tell him at the airport. She was going to say, "I read everything. I love everything. None of it changes anything." She never got to the airport with Raymond in it. On March 8, 2007, 6 days before he was killed, Raymond left a 3-minute voicemail. Carol was at work. She did not pick up. She was annoyed at him for calling at an inconvenient time. She thought, "I will call him back tonight." She did not call him back that night. She was tired. She told herself tomorrow. Tomorrow came and went the same way. She listened to the voicemail for the first time on March 19th, sitting alone in the kitchen at 2 in the morning while the children slept. He said, "Hey, I just wanted to hear your voice. I keep starting sentences in letters and not finishing them. I wanted to tell you something I have been carrying around for a while, and I don't want to put it in the letters. Call me back when you get a chance. I love you. Tell the kids I love them." Carol has listened to that voicemail 1,400 times since March 2007. She never found out what he wanted to tell her. March 22nd, 2007. Carol had already received the notification, already identified his body, already sat Nadia and Tyler down at the kitchen table and said the words no mother should have to say. She went to the airport anyway. She brought the sign. She did not know why she brought the sign. She brought it because she had brought it 31 times, and her hands did not know how to go to that airport without it. The 6 soldiers in dress blues were standing on the curb at 9:15 in the morning. One of them was holding a folded flag. Carol pulled into the parking lot, saw them, and sat with the engine running for 4 minutes before she could open the door. Nadia was in the back seat. She did not bring Tyler. He was 8 years old. She still wonders if that was the right decision. When the soldier placed the flag in her hands, he said, "On behalf of the President of the United States and a grateful nation, Carol looked at the flag and thought about the coffee cup from the morning Raymond left. She had washed it that same day. She has wished ever since that she had not. Tyler was 8. Nadia was 12. Carol sat them at the kitchen table, the same table where Raymond had drunk his last cup of coffee 3 years before, and told them their father was not coming home. Tyler asked if he was still in Iraq. Carol said no. Tyler asked if he was in heaven. Carol said she believed he was. Nadia said nothing. She went to her room and closed the door and did not come out for dinner. Carol sat alone at the kitchen table and looked at the chair where Raymond used to sit. She had kept it empty for 3 years, the way you keep a seat at the airport. It was still empty. He was still not coming. She had known this for 9 days, and it was still impossible. She kept his uniform pressed and hanging in the closet for 2 years after his death, before Nadia, at 14, gently told her she did not have to anymore. Carol said, "I know." She kept it there for 4 more years. The flag is folded in a triangle in a dark wood shadow box on the living room wall. The presidential letter beside it, the combat infantryman badge below, the Bronze Star citation next to the badge. The wall is impressive the way military memorial walls are always impressive and completely insufficient. None of it tells the children what their father smelled like after a long drive. None of it preserves the specific way he said Carol's name when he was tired. The flag cannot replace the voicemail she cannot bring herself to delete. The medal cannot replace letter 47 or letter 83. The citation cannot replace the sentence he never finished. I wanted to tell you something I have been carrying around for a while. Carol does not know what he was carrying. She will carry not knowing it for the rest of her life. So if your person is still alive, say the thing. Say it badly. Say it on a Tuesday when nothing is happening, and there is no occasion and no reason except that they are standing in the same room as you. Say it before the soldiers are standing on your curb. The flag will not say it for you. I am 58 years old. I have been a widow for 18 years. My son, Tyler, is 27. He joined the Army at 19 because he said he wanted to finish what his father started, and there was nothing I could say to change his mind. My daughter, Nadia, is 30. She named her son Raymond. When he was born, she called me from the hospital and said, "Mom, he has Dad's eyes." I had to pull over to the side of the road. Here is what I know now that I did not know standing in that parking lot with a handmade sign and 31 trips worth of hope. You do not get the words back. The unsaid things do not get said at the funeral. They live in you permanently, not as grief which eventually softens, but as a specific silence that never fills. If your person is still deployed, write the letter tonight. Not when things are calmer. Tonight. If your person is home right now, stop this video. Go find them. Tell them the thing you have been saving for the right moment. The right moment is the one you are currently standing in. I drove to that airport 32 times. I would give everything I have left for one more ordinary trip where Raymond walked through those doors. You still have your ordinary trips. Do not waste them the way I wasted mine.